Hey, what's going on, guys? Troll Pal Christian here from Planet CHH. I made a video like this about a year ago, and I'm hoping this is the very last time I make a video about this. Have a seat. Let's talk. Today we're going to talk about the possibility of A Nightmare on Elm Street Parts 1 or whatever finally coming to physical media sometime next year. Now, I want to break down the information that I had gotten over the past number of years. So if you've heard this, bear with me, but I think some people may be hearing this for the first time. Now, I will never, ever pretend to be like I'm somebody who knows people, who talks to people, who's in the know. Do I talk to people that say stuff that like, hey, I know somebody from Warner? I do, but to come on here and try to act like I have genuine information would just be silly. Nobody knows the truth except a few people or a few higher up people or whoever's in charge at those companies. That's the bottom line. But here's what I wanted to say. This is the track record of what I think happened with all of this. Everybody keeps asking for Scream Factory to do a box set. I've made videos about this publicly asking Scream Factory to listen to us and make this happen, and hopefully that they have this in the works. Now, I have a friend that knows somebody who does work for Scream Factory, and I'm actually friends with that same person, just not as close, but the fact remains, this was told to my friend, and my friend told me this. Scream Factory did, in fact, at one point, have some sort of an agreement to do a box set for Nightmare on Elm Street, and they were, in fact, working on extras at a certain point in time. These people that do this sort of stuff were, in fact, reaching out to actors, getting interviews, etc. And then at a certain point around 2019, 2020, all of a sudden, Scream Factory told these people, hey, never mind, it's over. Stop. Take that for what you will. A lot of people wonder when I say that what that means or what that could have meant. I thought it would have been a good sign. Maybe that meant that Scream Factory was like, no, Warner Brothers was like, hey, you know what, we'll do this ourselves. We'll put these movies out ourselves. But lo and behold, nothing was happening, And we would keep wondering, is it going to come? Is it going to happen? And sure enough, a few years goes by, still nothing. We get a Friday the 13th box set. We get more Halloween movies on 4K. Everything's coming on 4K except what I consider to be one of the greatest horror characters of all time, Freddy frickin' Krueger. So, we thought this year might have been the year, but nothing. The only thing that I started saying to myself, and I think a lot of people started realizing was, okay, 2024 is going to be the 40th anniversary of the original A Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984. If they don't release something next year for the 40th anniversary of the first film, I say pack it up and kiss it goodbye. I really can't fathom what in the hell is wrong with Warner Brothers. I truly don't. It makes zero sense. They just celebrated their 100th birthday as a company. You've been seeing it plastered over every movie release that comes out this year, and you would think, okay, it's our 100th birthday, let's celebrate more titles that, are important to our catalog. Now, I understand that it's New Line Cinema, but guess what? It's under Warner Brothers now. You'd still think they would do something like that. But here's the interesting thing. The Elm Street DVDs and Blu-ray sets, they're still in production. They still keep coming out because I still see, till this day, Nightmare on Elm Street DVD releases. I still see on Halloween time those new glow-in-the-dark type slipcovers, and you pull it out and you realize, oh, it's the Elm Street collection with those. They still have to be producing those and making those. And there was a matter of fact, they did a Warner Brothers history collection thing, and they did an Elm Street one. It was a gold DVD case. It was a gold DVD slipcover, and it had a flap you opened up, and on the inside, I didn't buy it, just because I'm so annoyed that there's no high-quality stuff. But on the inside, they had pictures from every entry in the Elm Street, franchise all over it. And it was the DVD set, repackaged again with a brand new little slipcover. It was kind of cool. I didn't grab it, though, because like I said, I was just angry because we haven't gotten it on 4K yet. But the fact remains, they are not restoring or remastering these films. Then there was a time where the movies got pulled off of Max, HBO, whatever you want to call it. And I thought, okay, this is a good sign. this means they are in the process of restoring those movies. And when they eventually hit streaming again, it's going to be 4K restorations of these sequels. Well, I don't think anything really came from that. I think you could probably stream the Elm Street films here or there on the internet. They may be back on Max, I don't know, or other websites or other streaming sites. But then we got word from, like, the Disc Father. Now, I think this guy's usually pretty right. Some people have their opinions about the stuff he posts, and that's all's fair in that. But he did post 2024 4K Steelbook release is coming of, I believe he said Steelbook. I could be wrong, but I've slept since then because this was a couple months ago. But he goes, 2024, A Nightmare on Elm Street is in fact getting a 4K for the 40th anniversary. You know, we'll see what that entails. The thing is, it makes sense, right? It should happen. They should put out something for the 40th anniversary of the Nightmare on Elm Street, the original. But it's at a point where, guys, I think it's just been so long, like, just doing part 1 next year, wouldn't that just piss you off? Like, it's going to piss me off. I'll take it, don't get me wrong. But just part 1? Come on. How much longer do we have to wait? It's like, I understand I'm an Elm Street guy. You know, I love Elm Street. It's my favorite. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that I'm an Elm Street guy or whatever. How many people love these movies? How many people want these movies restored in high definition? And real high definition, like 4K even. Millions. At least hundreds and hundreds of thousands. If we don't get something next year, guys, I honestly say pack it up. They're just going to let these movies sit on those crappy Blu-ray sets. It just is what it is. Whenever we lose hope and we're just like, well, nothing, maybe they'll do something when we least expect it. I just can't understand why these companies live in this weird secrecy. Why not tell us? Why not let us know, you know what, from Warner Brothers, on a Warner Brothers account, hey, you know what, we are in fact working on Elm Street. Get ready for Halloween 2024. You know, Freddy's coming. Like, let us know. And Scream Factory as well. I believe somebody did ask Scream Factory in a live Instagram video, are you guys putting out a Nightmare on Elm Street? And I think one of the reps in the video said, we are not, that is not in the books for us at this time, blah, blah, blah. Like, basically, he was just politely saying no. But this non-disclosure stuff, if there is such a thing, I don't know. Maybe they don't want to act like they're doing something like that because they don't want to let the other boutique labels know. I can't tell. The problem is they don't talk. There's no communication with any of these companies. Everything is secrecy. Now, getting their license and rights to movies and wanting things to be a surprise, I understand that. That's excitement for the customers and things like that. But I would just love to be in on the know on this stuff because the fans are what is gonna make that stuff be successful anyway. Let us know, Warner Brothers. If somebody at Warner Brothers watches, just please tell us, hey guys, guess what? Relax. We are in fact gonna be doing Elm Street for 4K next year, or we are gonna be working on the films next year. It's this mystery, this air of mystery that just really pisses me off. That we don't know a damn thing. They don't tell us anything. We have to find out from people that have kind of like the Dawn of the Disc Father, that kind of get this information. Fine, you know, I'll take those people, because if you guys aren't going to be open and honest about this kind of stuff and just not say anything, I don't care. Give me all those scoops. I'll take the scoops. But why not just like cut the crap, Warner Brothers, and tell us, hey, you know what? Next year is the 40th. We are going to do something for the 40th anniversary of the original. And we'll see how that goes. At least tell me, like, hey, we'll see how it goes. If that does well, maybe they'll do in 2025. The idea of waiting another 2 years for My Favorite Elm Street on 4K Part 2 is just ridiculous. It's like, yes, we've been waiting, but how much longer do we have to frickin' wait? It is utter crap. You know, I've made videos about this in the past. I'm going to cut it short. I know I sound pessimistic, and this is way more pessimistic than my last video, but the truth is, I really think if we don't get something next year, wrap it up, pack it up, kiss it goodbye. They're never going to do anything. If the 40th anniversary is not a big enough deal to do a release for the first film, much less the rest of the series, they'll never do it. They'll keep pumping out their Conjuring crap and giving us 4Ks of The Nun 2, which I like that movie, but I'm pissed off, quite frankly. So, Warner Brothers, please, like, I'm telling you, I'm not the only person. I know I'm only the person in this video you're listening to right now. If somebody at Warner Brothers hears this, believe me, there are hundreds of thousands of us who are dying to see these movies in super high def with great audio. I mean, this is Elm Street, for God's sakes. Please, guys. Please, I'm begging you. Make it right. Give us something next year. I really want more than one movie, but if that's what it takes to get the ball rolling, please give us A Nightmare on Elm Street on 4K in 2024 for its 40th birthday. For God's sake, please do it. So, guys, like I said, that's where we're at right now. Stop starts, supposedly, and then just radio silence. But if we don't get something next year for the 40th, guys, kiss it goodbye. That's my honest opinion. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this whole thing. Hopefully we get something. Hopefully we get some news soon, guys. But, you know, if scoops are all we can get right now, and the scoop is that it is going to happen for the 40th, I will keep a little bit of hope there. Anyway, guys, Troll Pal CHH, for God's sakes, please give us Elm Street next year. Huge giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind the scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.